I'm Sophia. If you love the thrill as much as I do, you're in the right place. From adrenaline-fueled rides to uncovering the world's most iconic machines, gear up and subscribe to Sophia on Wheels for non-stop automotive adventure. Today we are breaking down 7 reasons why you should not buy the 2026 Nissan Frontier. For years, the Nissan Frontier was a go-to name for truck buyers who just wanted something reliable, unpretentious, and easy on the wallet. It carved out a reputation as a solid value pick in a crowded segment, but then Nissan went and gave it a full makeover. It came back sleeker, more loaded, and noticeably pricier. So the real question now is, does it still deliver that same bang for the buck? Let's find out. Here are 7 reasons why the 2026 Nissan Frontier might not be the right truck for you. Number 7, driving experience. When Nissan pulled back the curtain on the redesigned Frontier, it looked like a genuine step forward. Better styling, a more premium feel, and improved equipment across the board. But here's the thing, underneath all of that, the bones of this truck tell a very different story. The Frontier still rides on a platform architecture that has not evolved in any dramatic way compared to what came before it, and that foundation traces back nearly 2 decades. You can feel it every time you get behind the wheel. The ride quality has not changed in any meaningful way through successive updates, and the leaf springs in the rear still produce that familiar bounce at higher speeds. Steering is another sore spot. Nissan's engineers have tinkered with it over the years, but it still feels imprecise and disconnected from the road. Combine that with an awkward seating position and limited adjustability in the steering column, and the overall driving experience starts to feel like one of the Frontier's biggest weak points. That said, the 2026 Frontier is not without its strengths on the driving front. Its V6 engine pumps out 310 horsepower and gives the truck a confident, capable feel out on the road. Number 6, passenger space. Here is something that follows naturally from that older platform we just talked about. When your truck is built on an architecture that has stayed essentially the same for close to 2 decades, significant growth in overall dimensions just is not in the cards. The 2026 Frontier has not grown much at all compared to its predecessors, and the interior reflects that reality pretty clearly. Now, to be fair, the Frontier does offer 2 cab configurations, which is a point in its favor. The base king cab is your classic extended cab setup, prioritizing cargo bed length over backseat comfort. But the crew cab is where the Frontier really struggles to keep pace. This configuration is supposed to give adults comfortable room in both rows, but the rear seat falls short. Legroom is tight, and headroom throughout the cabin is not particularly generous either. American competitors, in particular, are in a completely different league when it comes to interior room. They are genuine family haulers. The 2026 Frontier is not quite that. The saving grace here is the front row, which is genuinely comfortable, partly thanks to Nissan's well-regarded zero-gravity seats. Number 5, fuel economy. The 2026 Frontier still positions itself as solid value, and one of its key selling points is something most midsize rivals simply cannot match at a comparable price: a standard V6 engine. The only other midsize trucks that come with a V6 are the Jeep Gladiator and the Honda Ridgeline, and both of those cost noticeably more. Meanwhile, popular competitors like the Toyota Tacoma, Chevy Colorado, and Ford Ranger all run turbocharged 4-cylinder engines. Those engines are less powerful and less refined than the Frontier's V6, no question. But here is the trade-off. Forced induction often produces strong torque figures despite the smaller displacement, which means real-world driving dynamics can be surprisingly competitive, sometimes even tilting in favor of the Turbo 4 rivals. The bigger issue, though, is fuel consumption. The Frontier's best fuel economy figures sit around 16 to 19 mpg in the city and 20 to 24 mpg on the highway, and that is only on rear-wheel drive models. 4-wheel drive configurations drink even more. Both the Ford Ranger and Chevy Colorado post better numbers with their Turbo 4s, and a rear-wheel drive Tacoma can do better still. Then there is Toyota's hybrid option, which manages to be both more powerful and considerably more efficient than the Frontier's V6. The V6 is silky smooth and pairs beautifully with its well-calibrated automatic transmission, but efficiency is simply not its strong suit. Number 4, standard safety and tech features. The 2026 Frontier may carry a lower price tag than some rivals, but that gap closes pretty quickly when you factor in what you are giving up in the safety and technology departments. The base model does come equipped with a handful of driver assistance features, including lane departure warning, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, and high beam assist. But more advanced systems require you to move up the trim ladder and open your wallet wider. Things like a more capable adaptive cruise control setup, advanced parking assistance, and traffic sign recognition are all locked behind higher trim levels. And because the Frontier is still riding on an older platform, it has not matched the top safety scores that some newer, purpose-built competitors have achieved. The tech story follows a similar pattern. The base infotainment setup is adequate, but the screen is only 8 inches. A larger 12.3-inch display is available, but only on SV and Pro grades. The standard audio setup is basic. Power-adjustable driver seats and premium sound come with mid-range trims, while dual-zone climate control, heated seats and steering wheel, and a proper premium audio system are reserved for top-tier trims like the Pro X. Rivals, on the whole, tend to bundle more features into their base and mid-level configurations. Number 3. Ergonomics. Step inside the 2026 Frontier, and you will find a cabin that, on the surface, looks pretty good. The materials are decent, the layout is reasonably clean, and those zero-gravity seats are genuinely worth praising. But spend a little more time in there and a few things start to bother you. Because the current generation is essentially a heavily revised version of an older design, a number of solutions in the cabin trace their lineage back to layouts that were first introduced around 2005. The infotainment system, for example, is framed by a glossy black surround that looks sharp initially but picks up smudges and wear marks at an alarming rate. The main touchscreen works fine, but the small secondary display mounted between the analog gauges on the instrument cluster is a different story. It feels dated, a little cluttered, and genuinely difficult to read at a glance. The steering wheel is another sticking point. Beyond the limited column adjustability we already mentioned, the wheel itself is not great either. One area where the Frontier genuinely earns credit, though, is visibility. Sightlines in all directions are excellent, which still matters a lot for everyday driving. Number 2. Off-road performance. If serious trail driving is a priority for you, the 2026 Frontier might leave you wanting more. It does offer dedicated off-road variants, so it is not without options in this department. The Pro 4X, for instance, comes with standard four-wheel drive, Bilstein shock absorbers, all-terrain tires, a locking rear differential, and additional skid plates. It is a respectable package, but when you stack it up against rivals like the Tacoma TRD Pro, the Colorado ZR2, or the Ranger Raptor, the gap becomes clear. There is also a new Roush Modified Pro 4XR variant available for 2026, which brings titanium finished skid plates, unique grille inserts, and red tow hooks. But if we are being honest, that package is more about visual flair than any real improvement in capability. Aftermarket upgrades can close the gap to some degree, but that means spending significantly more on top of what is already a competitive price point. The bottom line is that the 2026 Frontier handles moderate off-road situations without breaking a sweat, but it does not go toe-to-toe with the factory off-road specialists in this segment, especially when you consider what you are paying. Number 1. Towing capacity. And here is the one that might matter most to a lot of truck buyers: towing. The 2026 Frontier tops out at a maximum towing capacity of 7,150 pounds. That sounds reasonable until you compare it directly to the competition. The Chevy Colorado, GMC Canyon, and Jeep Gladiator all come in at 7,650 pounds or better. That is a gap of more than 500 pounds, and for many buyers, that difference is not trivial. If you are regularly hauling a trailer, a boat, or heavy equipment, that extra capacity could be the deciding factor between choosing the Frontier and going with a competitor. Now, there is one thing worth acknowledging here. The Frontier is more consistent across its lineup than some rivals. Off-road trims or entry-level engine configs from other manufacturers can sometimes tow significantly less than their advertised maximums. Whereas most Frontier variants can pull close to that 7,150 pound figure regardless of configuration. But when your ceiling is already below the competition, that consistency only goes so far. For buyers who are serious about maximum towing capability, the 2026 Frontier simply cannot match what American trucks bring to the table in this category. So there you have it, 7 reasons to think twice before signing on the dotted line for a 2026 Nissan Frontier. At the end of the day, the decision is yours. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear where you land on this one. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to Sophia on Wheels, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. And if this breakdown made you rethink the 2026 Nissan Frontier, get a sneak peek at Nissan CEO releases new $8K truck and wows everyone in America. Now popping up on the upper left of your screen,